Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are currently listening to the best podcast on the planet right now, and it's called The Enthusiast. You're listening to The Enthusiast, hosted by Brad Kelly. Today on The Enthusiast, we're going in this week's episode of The Enthusiast. Grange Wallis prints new Phantom t-shirts and heaps more in this week's 9th episode of The Enthusiast. We also have some very Christmassy type music going on in the background, and that is how it's done, people. And in the quick fire news, few publications, we're gonna do this quick fire style. What? I love doing that. I absolutely love doing that. Few publications will be releasing this Thursday the Phantom 2023 Christmas Special, and that will be coming out on the 14th of December. Right now, right before few publications. So if you're just coming in late and you've just been reading the Phantom over the last year or so, or if you're just a new viewer or a new person that is getting themselves introduced to the Phantom, then you may not know that few publications, the publisher that prints the Phantom comic book in Australia, yes, and this is the latest issue to come out by a few publications. Good story, I read it a few nights ago. Good story. If you may not know that few publications every year around Christmas and New Year's, few publications takes a 2 or 3 week break from publishing because they might be spending Christmas like most of us do, like they're cooking some food and then they're eating it, and then later on that Christmas afternoon they're just getting very, very sleepy and feel like they want to go to sleep for the afternoon. Yeah, that does happen to a lot of Australians. I bet it happens to a lot of other people. And it's like most business. I'm just going to take a little detour. It's like most businesses when especially around the holiday period, where most businesses will like take 2 or 3 weeks off, and then some businesses will come back straight away. Like they might come back and they'll do like Boxing Day trading. Yeah, so it in that sense is fairly simple for most people that have been following the Phantom for a very long time, like myself. I've only been following the Phantom since 2016, and that to most people isn't that long period of time. But most people, if they're a new audience or new to the Phantom and don't know the few publications publishing schedule, then they may not know that few publications takes a break at the end of the year, like most of us do, like I do, and considering I also take a break during the Christmas and the holiday season of most jolly full Christmassy goodness. And my annual Christmas break from the 22nd of my annual Christmas break is coming up. And that will be starting on the 22nd of December, and it will be going until the 8th of January. As I always will be, there will be a post up on the community page section of YouTube on the channel. There'll also be announcement, like social media type posts going out on Instagram. You can follow us over there at Phantom Cave Reviews, and over at our original Facebook page, which is called Phantom Cave, and they will be going out very, very soon. I'll be making them especially for this, and there will also, and if you haven't heard, there will also be a couple of specials coming out, which is fairly exciting. And your yearly dose of the best covers from 2023 also will be coming out as well. And this week, I'm gonna make sure I do it. This week, I am going to be having a very long week of. I'm going to be doing some live comic book reviews live on the channel this week, so stay tuned for that. And I think they are starting tonight, or they're starting tonight or tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. That will be happening on the channel. A heap is going to be happening on the channel before the end of the year, so as always, stay tuned for that. And let's keep on going. And coming up on this week's show, as I said in the creator news, Grange Wallis prints new Phantom t-shirts. We have a new segment called the Phantom Coin Mania, introducing what our Phantom fans think of the new Perth Mint Phantom coin. And we also have the publisher news segment is back. Egmont to release new Phantom Man 2023 Christmas special. We have a new discussion on what can I not wait for in 2024. And we also have, yes, I will be doing a new comedy skit / new segment called The Phantom Times Memes. The Phantom Times Memes. I've been really enjoying creating these comedy segments, and let's get on going. Next up in this week's creator news, Oz Comic Con Melbourne is on this weekend in Melbourne, and Few Phantom cover artist Grange Wallis has officially made some new Phantom themed t-shirts that he was working on a commission, and that commission that he had been working on for a Phantom fan, he has now turned them into Phantom t-shirts, which is very, very cool and a very, very awesome thing. So if you're if you're in Melbourne, or if you're in the Victorian state of maybe fairly summery coldness, and if you're down in Melbourne and you don't have anything to do this weekend, you can probably pop on down and see, or go to Oz Comic Con, and you will find Grange Wallis has officially made some new Phantom t-shirts, which is awesome. Not quite like this, but they're fairly awesome, they're fairly cool, and they look fairly fantastic. Pun intended. And as I said, they look awesome. And if you are in Melbourne this week, head on down to Oz Comic Con this week and support comic book artists like Grange. Alex Tripp has been doing some amazing work on the Phantom comic in Australia at the moment. This isn't his work, but he's been doing some hell of a great job with that comic book series and some covers that he's been putting out this week. So I'm not going to spoil, because I recorded the two 2023 editions of my top 10 and my top 4 giant size Phantom cover edition 2023 edition videos. So I'm not going to spoil too much about it, but just be aware that some people may come up twice. And the other guy that's also a comic book artist is Jake Bartok. Did I just butcher his name? I think I did. Sorry for anyone that is called Jake. Sorry. I deeply am sorry about butchering your name on live YouTube. Sorry for that. And you are now able to watch my show, The Enthusiast, on Anchor and Spotify. The Enthusiast, where the passion for the Phantom doesn't waver. New episodes weekly on Tuesdays, and I will also be putting a link to the podcast in the description down below. That will be down in the description, and down in the description box, there's also a lot of other links that will take you to various Phantom websites, various I think there's also a link, and we also talk about that on the show every week, and that is where you can go to Homer's Press and you can get 14% off, and especially around Christmas time, and Phantom fans hopefully wanting to take the most advantage of that discount, of a 14% discount on all things Homer's Press. What better way to get your Christmas present sorted and to get a saving? What better way to do it? And yeah, as I said, there's a lot of links down there. So have a look. Have a look and enjoy. We have a new segment this week, as I've already said, the Phantom Coin Mania. And the Phantom Coin Mania, that mania part is pretty much like my brain sometimes. It just goes somewhere. And what do Phantom fans think of the new Perth Mint Phantom coin? This week, Phantom fans have either been receiving the new Perth Mint Phantom silver coins or are ordering the coin for their own collection. After seeing there was a Facebook post, and it pretty much showed Phantom fans who haven't already purchased the new silver coins, and it sort of, this is how they come, this is how it's presented, and what the packaging all and that sort of stuff. And we saw that a lot of people were like saying that, a lot of people said about the new Phantom coin that some are saying that it ain't too shabby, some are hoping to get theirs very, very soon in the mail, and others are saying it isn't for me. It just isn't for me. Well, there you go. With previous newly minted coins from Perth Mint, no wonder. It makes you wonder what else could be coming out in 2024 as we wait until what else? What does the future hold for the Phantom? I know that a lot of people and a lot of people's futures will be holding the Phantom video game and go pew pew pew. Pew 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 pew. And as I've already said this week, you can now get 14% off on all things Hermes Press with the code Enthusiast 2022, all in one word. And whether you're looking for something new to read, or you're just looking for something to look at after a hard day's work, and there's always something for you at Hermes Press. Always something for you to find at Hermes Press. That went real smooth. And now we have the publishing news. Egmont to release new Phantom Men 2023 Christmas special. This Christmassy special from Egmont as an extra will be releasing a new Phantom Men 2023 Christmassy extra to go with their line of Christmas publications based on the Phantom. And I've already had a look at this year, but it's a good way to look at what came last year and for fans to expect a new Christmas album as well. This is what the 2022 Christmas album from Egmont looked like. It's a very, very, to a point, it's a very, very well-made book, but it sort of reminds me of, like, you have those if you're like looking around and you accidentally stumble along these old photo books, like the old photo books that go out like that, it sort of reminds me like that. And always the middle part of the book always sometimes is a little bit frail, so I think in the future you may find a problem with in the middle of the spine. You might find a problem because it might start to it gets a bit loose at the middle, but in all, it's a great book, and Egmont are obviously always putting out some great products for Phantom fans to get hold of. And obviously, with every year and all the things that they make, they also have a subscription service that actually they ship out to international Phantom fans that may live into Australia. Pretty sure they must ship out in international countries as well. And we also have a new discussion. What can I not wait for in 2024? And we also have the regular drinks break. Because as you know, it's hard work doing this. It's like watching a T20 in a cricket match. It's hard work doing this stuff. And in this week's discussion, what can I not wait for in 2024? Obviously, I can't wait for the 2024 video game, the new Phantom video game to come out, but there's other things as well. And I know many other people, like, I've commented on this video game for a heap of long times, and I'm still going to comment about it because it's just amazing development and such a big thing for Phantom fans to be able to next year be able to go pew 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 and be able to actually play a video game that's based around the Phantom, and that Ash Table Nichols is actually going to be making a video game for people to actually get their hands on and go pew 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 pew, and it's going to be so good. And so what other things am I excited about? Well, I'm always excited about the Phantom, but when more big developments happen about the Phantom, I get super excited. It's like the enthusiasm goes from here to here to boo! It just crashes through that roof. And what else am I excited about? Well, I'm always excited about the new Phantom annual that comes out every single year. I'm very, very excited to get my hands on this year's Christmas special. I say that with utmost excitement, and I have that right now. And that's always exciting, especially the Christmas special is always exciting. Then over in the next year, it gets even more exciting because the Phantom, a new annual comes out by a few publications, and I get excited because especially when it has new stories I discover, learn, that I haven't read before. And lastly, continuing this journey of discovery, learning, and creating videos about one of my all-time favorite comic book characters called the Phantom. I just love doing this, and yeah, I've burnt myself out a few times. It's only happened twice. I've burnt myself out a couple of times, but you get that in the hard jobs, and you got to move forward. And I haven't ever been as stronger as I am right now, and than ever before. And I simply, this is a message to everyone, I simply will not be going anywhere, and I'm going to be having some almost fun, and we're also going to be talking about the Phantom. Yeah! I'm going to be here, I'm going to be talking about my favorite comic book character, which is the Phantom, and it's going to be awesome! Yeah, and I'm not going anywhere. No, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon, so you'll see me a lot. And now we have the comedy skit of this year. This comedy skit, I wrote it on Sunday, I think it was. Yeah, Sunday. And it goes a bit like this. The Phantom versus memes. in this 21st century, where we have smartphones, TVs that can talk to us, and speakers that we can control with our voices. Sorry. Us humans sometimes love comedy, and very recently, we have seen the emergence, yes, the emergence of the Phantom and memes. We have seen the emergence of the Phantom and memes being a thing. Who would have thought? From the Phantom being debuted in 1936, and in this 21st century, we are now having Phantoms being on memes, and people making Phantoms out of memes. that felt like, oh, Dr. Evil. And so, yeah, so I thought I would react to a few. I thought I would get a couple up on the screen, have a little talk about them, and yeah, make a comedy segment out of it. Make a comedy skit. So, we have a meme that a lot of people have been talking about, 11 people, and 51 reactions, and it was published by Chronicle Chamber on the 9th of December. And it goes a bit like this. The stars are so beautiful. Yes. Want to know what else is beautiful? What? My Phantom collection. It's like he knows the way of the Force. He knows the way to be maybe breaking that moment. He knows the way of the Force. He knows the way to break this nightly scene with Phantom Comics. And our next meme that I'm going to get up is the holiday party. Seating arrangement has limited spots left, and you have to choose 3 co-workers to sit with. Who are you choosing? We got Hannah, thinks AI will save the comics. Bryce demands more diversity in comics. Lois thinks pop vinyls are the future. Shiloh looks like she's just came out of somewhere, and thinks that doesn't read corporate comics. Daisy wants to be a comic influencer. Caleb just gotta flip those books and flip those speckle books, bro. And Wallis, tired of woke comics. And Susan, well, she thinks she's going to sell dead uncle's phantoms. So my reaction to this is, I think I'll be enjoying the entertainment. I think it will be a great evening, and I think that the words will be thrown around like a piñata. Yeah. That was the most paltry throw that you could do in this studio, Brad. Well, thanks. Thank you. And I'd probably be choosing 3 Susans and end up buying those Phantom comics off her, because we all know that I don't have enough Phantom comics and I need more. And those Phantoms be like, bye Susan, see you in the nearby garage store. Garage sale. Yeah, but literally, I'd just be watching the others being thrown into battle like, hey, I demand more diversity in comics. Well, I think the pop vinyls are the future. Yeah, I gotta flip those spec books, mate. I gotta flip those spec books, bro. I'm tired of woke comics. And I'm selling my dead Phantom comics to probably Brad Kelly. And in all entirety of all this, no memes were harmed in the making of this comedy skit. Most Susans probably would have. Most Susans may have. But were memes harmed in this comedy skit? Possibly, but no. But no. A lot of Susans maybe, but no. And what would you like to see made about the like, do that sentence 3 times, Bradley, and we may get to the end of the sentence. What would you like to see made about the Phantom next year? And if you enjoy Phantom Cave reviews, subscribe to see more great videos like this and more great 21st century comedy meme segments like we just did. And obviously no memes were harmed in this. I was just joking. And more great videos like this, and as always, keep Phantom Caving, stay safe, and have a very, very, very good holiday period. Have a very great Christmas, and you'll see me back next week with another episode of this great podcast called The Enthusiast. Bye!